Hello, everybody. Welcome to 50/50 booking. Yeah, better late than never, but that goes with certain releases. But we'll get to those in a bit once we get to that part of the show. But before we get to any of that stuff, where we talk about Wrestlemania Backlash, Raw, NXT UK and Smackdown, we will first introduce the co-host. The man here who's been doing lots of streaming lately because he's trying to get those numbers up so you guys can help him out with that stuff. So you can check him out on his Twitch, which is right here. And also all the stuff, links are in the description down there as well. He's been doing Fortnite and a couple of other things, I believe, as well.
I started S Cubes this Saturday, and it's streamers, supporters vote Saturday stream. So during the week, I put a poll up with all the games that I do play, and then the top 2 rated ones go through a poll on the Friday before the Saturday. Whichever one comes out on top, I stream on the Saturday for 2-3 hours maybe. So I played GTA 5 for the first time, like this week, live on the stream, and it was actually quite fun. But the downside is the swear jar's active on the Saturday stream as well. So you can imagine GTA 5. Yeah, the swear jar's now on 13, I think, and it was on 9 when I started.
I'm not surprised. GTA is the GTA games are one of those things where you are going to probably let out lots of those kind of words. I'm not surprised.
I mean, I've got your niece to thank for that as well, because she voted on each of the polls, my charity page, my Facebook page, and my Instagram page. So I was just like, great, I know what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. I just thought you meant her. She just makes you swear in general. I just thought that's what you meant, rather than anything to the polls. But okay.
Well, she used to quite a lot, but
yeah, them's the breaks, eh? But obviously, well, the main reason Aaron does the streams and his stuff is obviously for the charity page right here, guys.
Yeah.
Which is still Anxiety UK. It'll be till the end of this month, so you guys can help with that. Again, link in the description below. And Aaron is trying new things every day for this. And he's been having some interesting results, I'm guessing, as well, from some of the stuff I've seen.
Oh, yeah. We've had the world's hottest chip, roll mop herrings, anchovies, and I've got something else to try. It's called fuma or something, and it's fermented soya beans in like a pickle kind of. Yeah, it doesn't look nice. It looks like brain in a jar.
Have fun with that.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you find that one out on your own, trust me. It will be interesting. So, but you guys can check out and do that stuff out. He posts regular. You get daily videos. It's usually on Instagram or some of them on YouTube. You'll get to see them on the platforms. Links are down below for everything Aaron does. Right. If you're on YouTube, they're down below. If you're on Twitch watching this, yeah, basically.
The first TikTok is at Aaron_97 _ CWC. Karen with colours.
Okay, there you go. That's the other way of doing it then.
It's on my Instagram anyway, so
there you go. So always gives fun. So just before we start though, we'll just do the network plugging stuff and then we'll be on with the show. So we have our Patreon here, guys. For those of you who want extra content, extra bits and pieces, extra shows, you can help us there, and also helps us keep everything running because this stuff is not cheap. Let's see. We also have a Twitter here, and we have the Instagram. Links to those are below. If you have questions and stuff, you can contact those. If you're a Patreon, however, you can just contact us directly that way. and Patreons get priority. So, yeah.
If you see me look in the direction and I'm shaking my head, it's because I'm currently dog sitting and like looking after my mum's house while she's away. And her dog's quite, well, he's a dick.
He's been on this show before, so people know what he's like if they've watched before.
Currently playing with a bit of blue plastic that he's chewed off the edge of his toy, and he's kind of going schizo for it. So
sounds about right.
I mean, he keeps himself entertained, so I don't have to do anything. So
yeah, well, talking of chewing things off their toys and causing misery and results and breaking shit, first thing we're going to get to is WrestleMania Backlash.
oh yay!
Right. We will start with the pre-show match.
I had to watch this the day after because I didn't realise that it had happened until I was already halfway through the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't. So, because I know quite a few people actually did miss this match. So, but to cut a long story short, Sheamus fought Ricochet.
It was a pretty good match. It was good to see Ricochet out of catering / main event.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be fair to Ricochet, he actually does appear on main events. So he's not always in catering. He actually does do stuff.
Yeah, same as Ali recently.
Well, they've been fighting each other recently.
Yeah, quite often, actually.
So, yeah, we love that repeat booking stuff. Oh, wait, no, I don't.
Yeah, I like the fact that he kind of poked the bear, as JBL might like to say, when he took Sheamus's hat and coat and put it on after the match was over.
So, that was all right, but my issue is the fact that he took it. He actually didn't leave it in the ring. He took it with him.
Yeah.
If you're a face, and that's what Ricochet is, you're not supposed to be stealing the stuff.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a prankster kind of thing that he'd do. Like, that's the kind of sense of humour he has.
But that's not Ricochet's character. That's the issue I have with this.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense. There are certain wrestlers, if they did that, sure. R-Truth, for example. If R-Truth had done that, I wouldn't have an issue with it because that's R-Truth's character.
Mm.
But if they're supposed to be serious wrestlers, they shouldn't be stealing. They shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, does call himself the one and only, so I don't know whether or not it's something the one and only does on a Saturday night, dress up as an Irishman.
Maybe. If that's his thing, good luck to him.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll go down well. Just don't ever come to Ireland.
We'll have to ask Catanzaro maybe what he does on Saturday night because she'd have a better idea than any of us would.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah. Well, Sheamus won this match, but as Aaron Monty points out, Ricochet stole his shit.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this match probably should have been main show.
It should have what? Sorry?
It should have been on the main show. It shouldn't have been pre-show, I feel.
Instead of what, though?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but they should have come up with a different match. They should have come up with a different match for this. So I get it.
Possibly, yeah.
Like, it just didn't sit well with me, the fact that the United States Championship was pre-show.
I'll tell you what, then. If we're going to replace it with anything, we get rid of the Priest and Miz match. There you go.
Yeah.
Because looking at the matches, that's probably the only one which really didn't do anything.
It was a what the fuck match more than anything.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get to it in a minute. Because we are going to talk about it, obviously. But I like Sheamus and I like Ricochet. I just think this is a very unfortunate use of Ricochet.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I mean, I'm glad now in a title picture, like which will mean it come back onto Raw, but
well, he's involved, yeah.
Doesn't really do anything.
True. Speaking of things that didn't do anything for me, the women's Raw title triple threat match.
What the actual fuck was this doing first?
I know.
Before we're even gonna like talk about the match, because the match in itself, but booking this first was Raw Women's Championship match, the big title on their main flagship show, first in a pay-per-view.
I mean, to be honest, the only thing you could possibly really do would put the Miz and Priest first, then have the tag team title match, and then have it after that. Because the others, I think, are all where they should be. Possibly do that.
I agree.
But yeah, I do agree with you. It's a stupid placement for this match.
Yeah. It's just like when they said that it was coming up first, I was like, do I really need to watch this? Like, but am I actually going to watch this one? Okay, yeah. I'll watch it.
To be fair, though, this placement here is an argument for you having that Ricochet Sheamus match on the show.
Yeah.
And have that be first.
Yeah. And just not have a show on the kickoff.
Yeah.
Because it's a kickoff. It's like a recap of what's happened leading to all these matches.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the idea of a match on the kickoff show, but I personally think if you're going to put matches there, have it be talent that aren't top level talent or talent you're trying to build up, maybe.
Yeah,
because then at least they're getting a match.
Yeah, an exhibition match, like just a random match that's going to spark a feud later on. Like think about storyline work,
or give somebody some experience doing these kind of matches. You could have Mansoor have a match, maybe, or something like that.
Gulak and.
There you go.
Someone else.
Or Gaza, yeah. There's quite a few people.
Gaza and someone else in a tag team match, and just like you really pick the worst times to play. You know that.
Yeah, people, this is going to happen. It's just a thing. So tough, right? But yeah,
Chewed his toe off.
Obviously, we've mentioned the placement of this match was not good, but also this match was.
I mean, you knew with the talent in the ring you was going to get a good match. Was it a great match? No.
Only thing I could say is the chemistry was better.
Yeah.
Because the matches between Asuka and Ripley on their own have been terrible for chemistry. I think Charlotte's helped with that.
Yeah, but it's not what anybody of us expected or wanted, really.
No. I like the result, though.
Oh, no, I did.
Pretty much the only thing I did like about it is the result. Because you want to make your champion look strong, and beating the two probably best perceived threats to that belt is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
And the triple threat match, both challengers still have an argument for like, well, I want a one-on-one match next time. So you still keep a degree of having two challengers still viable at her. So you don't really harm either one of them by it. But the match itself was at best okay, and that's at best for me.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because all three women can do so much better. And I don't really think it's down to them. I firmly blame WWE for this match being as bad as it was.
Yeah, I agree.
So, right. So next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have the SmackDown tag title matches, which we have the Mysterios taking on the Dirty Dogs. Oh, don't worry, who's going to get to that? Yeah, we have one Mysterio versus two people.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Until halfway through the match, Dominic came out.
Yeah. Would you like me to?
Not came out.
Okay. Here's where they really missed a trick here for me. Take out Ray. Have Dominic go 1 against 2 of them. So you can build him up as a gallant babyface thing and that he's surviving in the match, and then have Ray come out.
Yeah.
To me, that makes more sense booking-wise. I don't know why you do it the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, I had a really worrying feeling that instead of Dominic coming out, that WWE was going to pull one of those Cain Velasquez bits of crap. Music hit, and I was just like, please no, please no, please no. So when Dominic came out of the ring, I was just like, whew, okay.
The thing is, now you've said that, I just imagine Brock Lesnar wearing a Rey Mysterio mask.
Yeah.
Coming out to the ring, going, booyaka, booyaka.
Yeah.
Don't know why, it just pops into my head. Because the idea of Brock Lesnar doing a 619 is kind of funny, let's be honest.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, the match itself was all right.
Yeah, I mean, I've got nothing bad to say about the match. It's just, yeah, I would have done things the other way around to let Dominic and then send out Ray halfway through.
Yeah, because let's be honest, Ziggler and Rude are at a point in their careers, but they could look after Dominic in that situation. It wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I picked Charlotte for the Raw Championship match, and Rhea won, and I was happy about it.
Yeah,
I picked Mysterios for this match, and they won, and I was even happier.
Yeah. Well, to me, it made sense. The Mysterios winning this match.
Yeah,
especially when especially the way they booked it. Because if they'd done that and then they'd lost, that would have been really bad.
Yeah.
So, because you can't have the Gant Babyface team like that and have them not win.
Yep.
Especially when they're uber babyfaces like Ray is.
Yeah, because you've never seen his real face.
Oh, I've seen his real face.
Yeah,
I used to watch WCW, damn it. I've seen his real face.
I've seen his real face in pictures.
Yeah. I'm at a point where I saw him wrestle without a mask. So there was about a year of it's a couple of years when later WCW, he wrestled without wearing a mask. He had devil horns instead. So yeah. For those of you who are not aware of this, you need to look up the Filthy Animals stable, which in itself is worth looking up because it also involves Eddie Guerrero, which is never a bad thing.
They lie, they cheat, they steal.
This was pretty much a precursor to that because that's pretty much what these guys did. Because you had those two, Conan and Kidman. So pretty decent team. And occasionally you'd also have Juventud Guerrera, which is not a bad one either.
Yeah.
Although these days Juventud Guerrera is batshit crazy, but
I was gonna ask about something. Probably should wait until Raw, but I swear Carlito came back.
Who?
Carlito.
It didn't. He only came back for that appearance, and it didn't work out. They did try to sort out a deal, but it didn't work out.
I thought he came back like full time because he was on Raw the night afterwards.
Yeah, it was part of the thing they agreed with him, but they couldn't work out a long-term deal.
Well, that sucks.
So, but yeah, that answers your question. It's a fair question. If you don't know, you don't know. Ask. That's how people learn shit. I ask questions all the time of people. That's how you learn. Right. You know where we're going now, don't you?
Yeah, the zombie lumberjack match.
Yeah, we have to cover this. I'm very sorry, people. This match
the worst match in
was
WWE history.
yeah. Also, somebody got injured in this match.
Miz?
Yep. You grin and smile, but it's actually quite serious. He's done his ACL, which means he could be out between 7 to 9 months.
Yeah.
And it's the first actual serious injury he's ever had as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Which, bear in mind how long he's been wrestling, that's actually quite impressive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at least he gets to spend a bit more time with his daughter.
True, and his wife.
Mm.
So, plus, he can do plenty more reality TV show stuff and not be on television having matches with Damian Priest, because that needs to stop.
Yeah, and I mean, like it won't do anything against his career because, well, he'll come back. You know he will.
Well, I hope he does. I mean, I've got nothing personal against the guy. I just think sometimes he's just put in situations when he's booked that he really shouldn't be in, and that's not really his fault.
No, I agree.
So,
but I don't like him, and I don't know why. It's just it's nothing personal. I just don't like him. It's like you, Cole.
No, there's a difference though. You're not meant to like The Miz. He's supposed to be the person you don't like. That's the thing with The Miz. That's his character.
No, there's nothing about his character. I just don't like him. I don't like his face. Just don't like him.
That's fair enough. But my point being is, as his current character, you're not supposed to like him. So, but what I really, really found baffling about this match is the zombies.
Yeah.
I understand why they did it. And apparently they made a lot of money from doing this because it's a movie tie-in, for those who don't know, for a Dave Bautista film.
I will be honest, I watched the movie this week when it came out on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
Actually a pretty good film.
Which makes this even worse because this probably damaged a lot of people wanting to actually see the movie. In fact, David Bautista got tweeted and asked, "What the hell was that, Dave?" And his response is, "Why aren't you tweeting WWE? I'm not responsible for booking this."
No.
Do I blame him for that response? No.
I mean, it was Fox's fault more than WWE's.
It was WWE's fault as well.
Yeah, I guess they agreed to it.
It's very much WWE's fault, this. Because you could have done this in a way which worked much better than what this did.
Yeah.
So it's the execution is WWE. That's just WWE's fault. And also, if you're going to agree to a movie tie-in like they did, this is their fault. Nothing to do with Fox. This is purely their fault.
Mm.
But Priest won this match at least, so that's something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good win for Damien, if not a little bizarre.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to go down as one of his best matches in history.
It was, the best you can say about it is it was a match.
Even though it felt like a rip-off of a sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah, I was being a little bit kind there because I don't think Priest deserves that kind of slander, but
yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the Miz. I'm trying to be kind to Priest here because I want Priest I want them to try and do something with Priest at some point. It would be nice because I think he's definitely got the skills to do stuff, but for some reason they keep just doing stupid shit with him.
I mean, Miz has been in worse movies.
Yes, he has. And we're not going to name them all. You can probably find them all.
Yeah. Miz and Mrs. comes to mind, though, too. There's lots of shows he's been in.
Oh, there's a lot of films he's been in. There's some really bad ones. But seriously, just look it up. You'll be able to find them all.
I remember watching one of the first episodes of Miz and Mrs. because I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. Maybe it might change my mind about Miz. And the episode I watched, he posed naked at a photo shoot, and I was just like, no, this isn't for me. No.
Fair enough.
I mean, it was enough to make me like say no, and I'm bisexual, so it's just like, yeah, no.
Well, to be fair, you said before, pretty much you're pretty much you just don't like him. It's just you just don't like his look, and that's fair enough. You don't have to like everyone. There's no rule saying you have to. I don't like a lot of wrestlers, and people really have an issue with some of the people I don't like. Me not liking them, but I don't care because you have to like who you like. You can't be liking or following people just because other people tell you to. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right. So now we have the SmackDown Women's Title match. Bayley against Bianca Belair.
Bianca beat Bayley at her own game. That's basically what happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Simple as that.
Bayley just called her out on it and was like, "Oh, you're a cheater." And we're just like, "Oh yeah, look, preschool playground fight. Let's go." You cheated. Look at her title reign, her longest ever title reign in SmackDown as women's champion. And how many times does she have to have like help or interference from Sasha Banks? It's just like, if anybody knows how to cheat, it's the person who's accusing Bianca of cheating in the first place. It's like, come on.
Okay, but that makes sense though. If you're a heel like Bayley is, she's the kind of heel she is. You should be a two-faced, whiny little so-and-so. It makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're a face and you do that, no, because that's a bad thing to do. But as a heel, you can essentially lie to the fans because you're a heel. It gets you more heat from the fans if you do so. It makes sense to do that.
Yeah.
And the fact that you know that she's a liar and she's cheat and she'll do things much worse than what Bianca did is kind of the point here.
Also, I forgot to mention on the Raw Women's Championship match, I'm not a fan of Charlotte's like new ring gear, the whole Cruella de Vil look.
Oh, don't worry, we're going to get onto Charlotte's ring gear when we get to Raw, and I'll explain why when we get to it.
I don't like it.
Yeah, trust me, we will cover this when we get to the Raw match she has. Okay, because there is a reason why. I think she also might go to different gear, and don't worry, when we get to that Raw match, I'll explain why. In case you don't know.
Was it the slip?
It's a bit more than that, but I'll discuss it when we get there. Yeah, so Bianca won this match. Good.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I picked Bayley to win this match, but I'm happy Bianca won this because WWE's booking is terrible, so I just assumed it would be Bayley.
I picked Bianca.
I know you did. I'm happy Bianca won, but it's not who I picked. Because I just assumed WWE would do the stupid shit booking they always do.
I mean, I picked correct for the next two matches as well. I was actually quite chuffed.
We both got the next two matches right. Because yeah, the next one is the WWE Triple Threat title match, which was Lashley versus Strowman versus McIntyre.
I think I got all the picks right, except the Raw Women's Championship match, to be honest.
Well, we didn't know about the pre-show match. Obviously, we didn't pick for that, but
pick Sheamus anyway.
Nah, but we didn't know that at the time we did the prediction. So, let's see. Yeah, apart from the Women's title match, yeah. So, which I actually did get that one right, but I'm pretty sure you won overall for the predictions. I think. Or it's a draw. It's one or the other. Let's work it out. So, I've got them all down here. Yeah, it's a draw because you got one I didn't, and I got one you didn't. So, yeah, it's a draw. I think you're frozen on me. Yeah, you just froze for a sec there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It's the internet. Let's call it that. Yeah. It's basically we drew because we both got one. We both got a match, which the other one didn't, but we got all the other results the same.
Mm-hmm.
So there we are. Not too bad. But yeah, the triple threat WWE title match again. Yeah.
All the win from McIntyre, so we see soon. Hopefully, but it will happen probably.
Yeah, fun ringtones, people. There you go. But yeah, the men's triple threat match is what you'd expect. Lashley won. That's all I really want to say about it, really, because to me it was kind of obvious. Right. Universal title match. Roman Reigns defends against Cesaro. It's what I expected. Again, not that surprised. And Reigns won. Again, not surprised. But want to see Cesaro staying around these sort of level of matches. But we'll see if that happens because, you know, the world is weird and all that other fun stuff. So let's see where we're going. Now, of course, that brings us to Raw. Ooh, joy of joys. Right. Monday Night Raw. It starts with a segment basically with MVP and Lashley at the beginning of the show talking blah 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 blah. McIntyre interrupts blah 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 blah. Again, you'd expect these kind of things after a pay-per-view. It normally happens. So. MVP basically issued an open challenge, which anyone other than Strowman and Lashley could accept. That's pretty much everything really came out of this bit. So, yeah. Right. Next up, we have a match. We have AJ Styles against Elias. Yeah. Mm-hmm. My response to this match would be, why? I like watching AJ wrestle. Fine. Good. I enjoy watching AJ. But to me, this match really, okay, whatever. It ended in a DQ as well. So again, to me, there's no real point to this. It doesn't really do anything, honestly. All right, let's see. So, and after that, we have Alexa Bliss interviewing Natalya and Tamina on her little playground thingy, whatever the hell it is. I don't know or care at this point. He's like, really? That's yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much what it was, really. The tag champions walked off basically, and Alexa's like, "Oh, I'll be watching." Yeah, I don't care. So that brings us up to a next match, which is Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak. Which this is a rematch from Garza shoving a rose up Gulak's ass. Why he did that, no idea. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. These guys had a match. They're both quite capable of having a fairly decent match. This was okay, but nothing more than that. And Garza won. What more do you need to know, really? And that's it. Oh, yes. 24/7 title was on this show. We had R-Truth getting beat by Tozawa to win the 24/7 title. Not that they've done this before ever in the history of wrestling. Yeah. Kind of made no sense to me, but whatever. Let's see. So next up we have singles match between Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton. Hey, it's 2010 again! At least it made me feel that way anyway. These two are quite capable of putting on a decent performance, and it was okay. It was a decent match, but it's what it is. What surprised me about this match was that Kofi won it, which is nice to see. Kind of, I'd like to see Kofi get some good matches and get some decent results. Not a bad thing, that. So it was nice to see. And the next thing coming up is all the women wrestlers standing in a row. Yeah, okay, whatever. Again, why? Okay, so now we have a tag team title match. This is a rematch between former champions Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax taking on Natalya and Tamina. And the best thing to say about this is that Tamina and Natalya retained. Thank God for that. I don't want Baszler and Jax being champions again. They need to split up. It is what it is, in the words of my co-host. So yeah. And now, of course, we have our rematch from the pre-show of WrestleMania Backlash. Sheamus versus Ricochet. Again, these guys can put on a fairly decent performance. Unsurprisingly, Ricochet won. No, he didn't. It was Sheamus. Gotcha. No, Sheamus won. Not surprising, really. Next up, we have Mason T-Bar backstage talking about Lashley's Open Challenge match later. Yeah, okay, yeah, right. Seriously, can these guys not just have a name change? Because I don't really want to become a Mason T-Bar because it's kind of lame. Also, not Retribution anymore, so why do they still have those names? Those names are dumb. I'm sure they could pick out better names than those. I know I could. I could ask. I could walk up to a random stranger in the street and they can give me better names. I have suspicion the reason Aaron's disappeared right now is he just wants me to finish going through Raw because it was that bad. We will see though. Next up, as I mentioned before, when we get to it, is Asuka against Charlotte Flair. Now, for those of you who watched this match live, you may or may have not have noticed that there was a lot of black screens popping up at various points in this match. And that is because Charlotte Flair had some wardrobe malfunctions. Now, there'll be a lot of people that will be going, oh, why did they do the black screen? No, I'm glad they did it. If you can do that, by all means do so, because I don't need to see that stuff. If you want to see things like that, there are places to go. In all honesty. And yeah. But I think this may end up resulting in a gear change for Charlotte, because if this is going to be a thing that's going to happen with her gear, then she probably needs to change the gear. Also, it's not great gear to begin with, so I think that's also an issue. refine the design or change, or just have different gear, because this is not the one. So yeah, and next up, lumberjack match: Damian Priest versus John Morrison, because Miz is not available. Big shock. Again, why? I mean, I appreciate the fact it was Morrison at least, but again, it doesn't need to be a lumberjack match. Made no sense. At least Priest won. That's pretty much all you can say about it. Priest won this match. Oh, joy goody. Let's see. So then we had a little vignette thing for Eva Marie. Let's be a role model for people. I didn't like Eva Marie the first time she was around. I still don't like Eva Marie. I don't see the point of this. Maybe not. Maybe she'll prove me wrong. We'll see. But can't say I'm infused by this at all. And now we have Raw's main event, which was the Open Challenge match by Lashley. Now, throughout the entire evening, we had a whole bunch of people popping up saying they may change this, they'll probably change for this, blah, 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 blah. Ultimately, in the end, the Open Challenge was answered by Kofi Kingston. Yay! Big fan of this. Later, of course, we also found that this was a non-title match because MVP. But it's still a good match. I kind of enjoyed this. And what I liked about it is the result, because Kofi won. Kofi beat Lashley, which I do like, to be honest. So also that opens up another contendership for this title. So yay! However, there was a big help here given to provided by Drew McIntyre to enable this to happen. So there is that aspect to it, and that may still be going on, which is I really need that to stop. At this point, Drew needs to find something else to do. But I'm glad Kofi won. So yeah, basically that's Raw though. And as Aaron's not here to do his grade, I can't give us his mark out of 10. I can't really tell you what he'd say for that. So at this point, I'm going to go straight on to NXT. And this was I'd say basic show, but we'll see what you guys think and what Aaron thinks. I'm going to go through the matches first, and then I'll get to the releases at the end of NXT. So, first match we have is Toni Storm versus Zoe Stark, and it's a good match. Liked it. Storm won. Nice finisher. I like it. Did enjoy that, got to say. I always like seeing fun stuff. So good for Stark, good for Storm, and I think Stark will definitely get more stuff judging for this as well. Next up is a match we have between Jake Atlas and Cameron Grimes. And oh hello. Boy, hello. You've joined us just in time to talk about this match because this should be fun.
All right.
Just talking about Jake Atlas versus Cameron Grimes.
Oh, yeah. Good to see Ted DiBiase again, wasn't it?
To be fair, though, that means more to me or people of my generation than it would do to you.
Mm.
But it doesn't help that the WWE storytelling and creative has not really helped make this work properly. It's kind of lame. Which is not the fault of Cameron Grimes.
It's getting boring.
Yeah, it's not the fault of DiBiase, and it's not the fault of Cameron Grimes. It's WWE's bad storytelling.
Yeah.
So, Good use of a veteran.
Nowhere.
Yeah, good use of a veteran to help put a young wrestler over. Oh wait, no, it isn't. It's terrible.
Yeah, especially when Ted DiBiase put an original.
I mean, the only thing you could say is Jake Atlas got a win. Do you think it would do anything for him?
Yeah.
I personally don't.
Just a stoic look on the dog's face.
Uh-huh. I see.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's weird because your picture's got you've got all like pixelated and stuff. I don't know what's happening with you.
I don't. Just clear on my side.
Sorry.
No. Hmm?
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said.
Clear on my side.
The thing is, because I'm looking at you and you're all sort of blurry and pixely.
You have toys. Stop chewing me.
Just going to check.
You keep stopping and starting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's you and not me.
You keep stopping and
starting. Yeah, it's you. As long as we can hear you, that's, to be honest, just the main thing. As long as we can hear you.
Ow! What? Stop it. I'm gonna leave and come back.
All right.
Bro.
Yeah, as you guys can tell, there's some fun going on that end as well. But yeah, well, hopefully they can do better with the people involved in the DBRC Atlas and Grimes thing. But we'll see. Is there a possibility that Atlas may become DBRC's representative in this? I think there's a good chance of that. That's definitely better than what it was. Hello. It is slightly better.
Go away. Go away. You have toys to chew. Don't chew me.
Right. So next match we have is Alexander Wolf versus Killian Dane.
Yeah, we also had Pete Dunne's interview, and it was what it was.
I'm not touching that.
Why?
Because it was dreadful and it completely undermined his character. That's why I'm not touching it. That's why I went straight to the match. I completely missed this interview out on this thing for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because it served no purpose and it was also damaging.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was what it was.
No, it's bad when you have a character and you completely undermine the character by doing an in-depth interview. It's not good. Hence the reason I went straight to the match, because the match was, because to be honest, I didn't want to talk about the interview because the interview was going to piss me off.
Yeah.
So anyway, Killian Dane versus Alexander Wolf.
It was funny that Maverick still didn't trust Dane, and then Dane got the win, and Wolf got beaten to crap.
In fact, he got beaten all the way out of WWE.
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, it was a nice little release party, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we are going to talk about the releases once we finish doing NXT, by the way, because I didn't want to talk about them until you managed to get back. So
yeah,
but yeah, Killian Dane won, as you point out. So not a bad thing. I like Dane and Wolf, so either way, this would have worked for me.
Yeah.
Next thing I have is a tag team. Sorry?
Makes you question whether or not they're going to try and get Timothy Thatcher back into Imperium.
I think it's probably more likely because of that.
Yeah.
So, because I've got to replace. You've got to replace Wolf. You have to replace Wolf from somewhere. So.
Yeah, 5 would have been too many. So like four's like a good like number for factions.
Well, 5 would have been Retribution. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and we both know how that turned out.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Next up,
then we have the Everrise Raquel interview where she nearly KO'd a member of Everrise. I liked that.
To be honest, I paid it no attention. Because to be honest, after that Pete Dunne interview, I just didn't pay attention to any of the interviews because I was that pissed off with it. It actively damaged my enjoyment of watching this show.
I enjoyed the interview between Raquel's interview because Everrise interrupted, and he really thought that she wasn't gonna swing for him when he said, "Oh, you want to take a swing at me?" And she just smiled. And he looked at his tag team partner. I was like, I think she's got a problem. I think she wants to swing at me. And then he turned around, looked at her, and as he turned around, she slapped him one and almost KO'd him.
Yeah, ironically enough, if you do it the other way around, people would be up in arms about that.
Yeah. I found it funny and I liked it. So
that's fair enough. I personally didn't, but again.
You would have cried, actually, because he spilled his cup of coffee all over the floor.
It wasn't my cup of coffee, so I don't care. Is the honest answer. As long as it's not my cup of coffee, I don't care.
But it's waste of coffee.
But it's not my coffee.
Yeah.
That's literally how I judge that one.
Yeah. Then we got Legado versus Ciampa and Thatcher.
Yeah. And this I actually kind of liked. I did not like the ending.
I didn't like the ending. But I got a nice little nickname for Ciampa and Thatcher. TNT. Oh, yeah. TNT. It's cool. What? I like it.
Yeah, the thing with that is that will be seen as a jab at AEW because it's TNT.
So
it's the network that AEW are on. It's petty, and I don't like the petty shit going on between the companies like that. I think it's stupid.
I didn't even think about it, to be honest, because I don't watch AEW.
It's also not the first time that your name's been used for a team either.
No.
Test and Albert used to have a similar name.
Fair enough.
So, Yeah. I think you can think of. I think it's a better name for Ciampa and Thatcher, in all honesty.
Yeah, probably.
So, by no means is it the worst name, but I just think because of everything else that's around it, I don't think it works for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, it was just something that I came up with because Tifa Tommaso, Tifa Thatcher.
Except for Thatcher's the surname and Tomas is his first name.
Timothy Thatcher.
Yeah, so it'd be Tomas and Timmy is what you're saying.
Yeah.
But you said Thatcher first, that's why I'm asking. So
yeah, because he's always called Thatcher in the ring.
Well, surely if you're going to do it by surnames, you could call him CT.
Yeah.
Because then it's like a brain scan thing.
You need to get your head examined.
Yeah.
Before you get in a ring with him.
Yeah, there you go. That, to me, at least makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't get in the ring with either of them.
Oh, I would. But I'm crazy, so that's why. So plus stories. Also, they're not water, so that's okay. Or Dragunov.
I'd like a chop from water just to see what it feels like. That could be like a try something new day.
Of course you would. You don't want a chest. It's fine.
I have a chest.
You won't have one afterwards.
Nah, I look like a white version of Kofi Kingston.
Wow. Anyway, let's quickly skip on from that particular comment because there'll be people out there who'll think that's racist. It's not. He's just being funny.
And I only have dreadlock. I only have plaits in the summer. So.
To be fair, Kofi doesn't have them all the time either, so it's fine. Also, he doesn't always have a Jamaican. He also doesn't have a Ghanaian accent all the time either, a Jamaican one.
Nope.
Where do you think Apollo Crews got his idea from? But anyway.
Bobby Fish called out Pete Dunne, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. This could be interesting.
I'm not opposed to that.
No, I'm not either. Because I mean, he did tour his ACL or whatever it was.
Yeah, it makes sense because it was the guy. It was against that guy. So yeah, that sort of thing is never an issue in because if you get injured against an opponent, when you come back, that's generally the person you should be going after. It makes sense to me.
Not sure when Velveteen Dream will be coming back.
Oh, don't worry, we're going to get to that. You clearly don't know what I know then. Right.
I was surprised he wasn't on the release list.
You clearly don't know what I know then.
Probably.
Once we get to the end of NXT, we were going to go into this. I did tell you.
Yeah, I know there's been some.
Yeah, once we start talking about the releases, I'm also going to talk about Velveteen Dream, and you'll understand why. Okay.
Candace got caught out on the flowers finally.
Credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who really didn't know that? Yeah. Who really didn't know that was going to be a thing?
I called it.
Yeah. I think everyone called it. I think that's the problem with it.
Was Indy's I was expecting her to like turn around and look at Candace and go, "You bitch," and slap her. So she goes, "Still loves me. He still loves me," and runs out the spa. I'm like, you're not even angry at her. What?
Yeah, it's weird. Because I'm with you. I think her reaction should have been to be angry at Candace.
Yeah, that person's natural reaction. If somebody lies to you, you're pissed with that person. You're not happy that the other person's like not done what they've said. You're angry at that person first and foremost. You don't straight away go, "Oh my god, my friend never said that."
But the
You're
thing
just
is,
like, I want to kill the person who lied to me.
You can do that to Candace, but then she can also say that about Dexter afterwards. You can do both. Just The anger should be first.
Yeah.
So
They went
but yeah.
arse about face with that.
Oh yeah, of course they did. What'd you expect?
There you had Aaliyah versus Saray.
Yep, we did.
The disrespect to Saray at the start of the match was a bit, well, okay then. But Aaliyah being a heel, like, wasn't going to really expect anything more, to be honest.
No, as a heel, you should be doing things like that, in all honesty.
Yeah, and a great win for Saray again.
Yeah.
Got
I mean, she was clearly gonna, yeah, she was clearly gonna win the match, and nothing wrong with that at all.
Mm.
So it is what it was, basically.
And yeah, just a squash match.
Yeah.
Then it was Hit Row's debut.
Yes, it was.
Again,
And they took on Tony Nese and Daivari. And unsurprised.
Yeah, and it was just.
Oh, let's see. Oh, there he's disappeared on me. Ah. Yeah, we're having technical fun here today, in case you guys haven't worked it out. The internet is not being our friend today.
Yeah, so just pure dominance Hit Row.
Yeah, as a new faction, you'd expect that kind of thing from them.
Yeah. That led us to our main event. It was Gargano versus Reed, steel cage match.
For the North American title. You may want to mention it was
great
a title
main event.
Yeah.
And again, a good one of the so-called main event was missed by the bloody picture.
By the what? Sorry?
Just like if you're gonna do the picture break when you've got
the picture, yeah.
Yeah. Gonna do a picture break during the squash match because nobody cares about the squash match. And don't do it in the. It takes away a moment that the two wrestlers are actually trying to create, and that moment being Bronson Reed's title win.
Well, when the breaks are, it's very much down to the network. So it's down to whichever network in America hosts the show.
Yeah, but it's stupid. I hate these picture breaks because you don't hear any of the commentating or anything. It's stupid. A break.
See, now, this is where if WWE is smart, they would do what Fight does for AEW. Okay, and I'll explain this. The reason I mention this is because it's relevant. On Fight, you can get something called AEW Plus. It's like about £3 a month if you're in the United Kingdom. And basically, what it is you can watch the AEW show without the breaks. So there's no picture in picture. So you can just watch it normally with commentary and everything. So when people who are watching that on TNT are watching it, you'll get the picture-in-picture stuff still. But if you're watching something like Fight, you don't have picture-in-picture. It's just normal picture, and you hear commentary and everything. So WWE, I think it probably might be an idea for them to have something like. After all, they've got the network, so use it for something. Make it a tier.
Yeah. I mean, Bronson Reed. I mean, kind of guessed that he'd win, to be honest. Either that or it was going to be like some really bad influence from someone.
Yeah.
And it was nice to have a steel cage match on a non-pay-per-view episode of NXT as well.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with gimmick matches, it's good to have them every so often. You just don't want them too often.
Yeah.
So, because at least in this instance, the cage match made sense for these two as well, considering the way with the way works as well. So having a cage match makes sense here.
Yeah. Even though the way did try and get in the way. Even though the way did try and get in the way a couple of times.
Well, of course it did, because you'd still expect that. But it justifies the cage being there, is my point.
Yeah.
So,
and it made getting the win inside the cage even important.
Yeah, as you pointed out, though, Bronson won this, so he's the new North American champion. I have a suspicion he's not going to be champion for very long, though.
What is that?
You've kind of frozen on me, I think. You are moving, but it's very staggered and slow.
You're not moving.
It's you. I know it's you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the back end diagnostics. I know it's you.
I don't, because I'm the only one in the house. Nothing connected to the internet.
There could be a variety of reasons as to why.
So why do you think he's not going to be champion for very long?
It's just a feeling I have. I can't even really explain it, but Bronson Reed does not strike me as a long-term champion.
He'll probably get the push up to make some.
Yeah, I just suspect somebody will just come along and knock him off, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So, I may be wrong, it's just a feeling I have, though.
I'd be interested to see what Gargano does now.
Whinge would probably be my first thing. Whinge and whinge.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to him in theory going after the tag team title.
It's not the worst idea.
Seeing Ciampa and Thatcher against Gargano and theory interesting.
Yeah. That's probably not. It's not a bad idea, in all honesty.
Because Gargano and Ciampa aren't allowed to wrestle each other anymore, because that was the agreement from the last fight thing.
Well, I hope they don't. From what they did. I was going to say they did it far too much anyway, so I don't want them fighting each other for a while.
Yeah, but seeing them in a tag team match against each other doesn't really count, and it would be interesting.
It's it is different. Yeah, I meant in singles matches, though, to be clear. So, but definitely not the worst idea.
Yeah, I've turned my camera off, by the way. Just I thought it might help with the connection.
Well, it's helping with the sound because I can hear you talking properly. So yeah, I think it has helped. So, well, anyway, so that's pretty much NXT. So, would you like to grade Raw and NXT, by the way? And then we'll go on to the releases.
I said that Backlash was I gave Raw an 8.
Mm-hmm.
NXT. I gave a 9. In hindsight, probably an 8 as well.
Okay.
Like, I think NXT and Raw were probably on the same level this week.
All right. Right. Fair enough. Okay, so now we're going to get onto the releases that happened for NXT. We lost 2 referees and a bunch of in-ring talent. One of these referees going was not surprising, considering he'd been in trouble for saying a few things, and yeah, I'm not surprised he went, basically.
Are we talking about the Human Orange?
Yeah. That one. But we'll get onto the in-ring talent. Sorry, go on.
Surprised.
Sorry?
I was not surprised. Referee.
Okay. No, I can't say. I don't think anyone was surprised, to be honest. So, we got a ring talent, of course, which we did allude to one of these earlier, which is Alexander Wolf. Not sure why this was, to be honest. I can only think maybe he asked for it to be released, maybe. But other than that, I'm not sure why that would happen. Several other people, of course, released. Vanessa Bourne being another name of notable worth. And for those of you who were paying attention, Jessamine Duke was another one who got released, which, oh yeah, she hadn't been wrestling for, but she'd been doing it up, down with Xavier Woods. So that was kind of surprising, to be honest.
Yeah, I was shocked because she's also one of the 4 horsewomen of MMA, and
yeah,
I thought that they would be coming up together after Baszler lost the tag team titles. I thought Shafir and Duke might come up.
Yeah, it was surprising. But yeah, there's a few names that did get mentioned here, and a couple who are nobody would even know who they were anyway. So, any of them particularly you want to talk about the releases?
No, not really. I mean, best wishes to like all of them. I hope they didn't get the trash bag treatment that the main roster got.
They all got 30-day non-compete clauses, by the way, just as a note here. Which is the current thing, of course, for NXT talent is when they're released, there's a 30-day non-compete, which can be a benefit to them because obviously it means they're getting paid for that time, so there is an upside to it. So yeah.
Another thing was I just realised it's kind of raining outside, and I just heard thunder, so it might be an electrical storm.
I think that's exactly what it is. I think it's electrical interference.
Yeah, so that's why my connection's pants.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It would explain a lot, to be honest.
I mean, it's been fine all day. I've been streaming all day, so it's only just decided to start raining now. Typical.
Yeah, but weather can have an interesting effect on stuff, so.
Yeah, and my laptop's not exactly young.
But yeah, we had those guys released, so we're just finishing the releases, of course. So, unless you've got anything to say about those guys, I will bring us down to the guy who's going to talk about all on his own, the Velveteen Dream.
Yeah.
Who, a day later, was released.
Just wish that was a best. Oh, it was released.
Was released, yeah. This is why I knew you didn't know this, because of your reaction to the releases. He was released later on his own. Apparently, there were some concerns about him because apparently he was being lined up to teach some classes at the performance center. And a lot of people raised objections to this, and this is one of the reasons he got released. On top of everything else.
What, as in, like, what kind of classes?
Well, you know, the classes for the wrestlers, that stuff. And for obvious reasons, some people had an issue with this, which I can understand, to be fair.
Yeah.
Considering some of the accusations put at him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know whether anything's true or not, so I am not going to go there. That's not for me to say. What I will do is I'm going to try and find something I saw earlier regarding Velveteen Dream. And I will read you guys what it says if I can find it. So I'm just having to scroll for a few things. Just bear with me. Oh, here you go. Yeah. There is a message. This was put out by someone. I'm not going to say who because that's not my place. Okay. But I'm just going to read you what it says. This is in regards to Velveteen Dream. Okay. Without saying anything further, he was the single most unprofessional person I've encountered in this business. I hope this is the wake-up call he needs to start doing the emotional work to become a better person.
Okay, then.
I'm not going to say who did that, who said that, or what it was for. You can probably find it online if you want to. I'm making a reference to this so people are aware. He was released. It was just later than everyone else. And I think that was very deliberately done because they did not want him involved around. I think it was done to help those people that were released not be associated necessarily with Dream because of all the baggage that goes with Dream. Because Because, I mean, think about it. If you'd released Velveteen Dream along with all those other people, nobody talking about those other people. Everyone would be talking about Dream on that day. And that's not really fair for those other people, because a lot of those people deserve to be spotlighted and talked about. And that wouldn't have happened if Dream had been released that same day.
Yeah.
So, and also, unlike all of those, I think Velveteen Dream's got a very, very tough challenge to get picked up by anyone.
Which is a shame, because when he first started, he actually seemed like a really talented individual.
Well, this is the thing. He is talented in the ring, no question. He's got charisma and everything. The issue is he's done pretty much everything possible to make himself unemployable.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, this isn't even relating to what some of the stuff he's been accused of, because I'm not one of these people who'll be, oh, he was accused of this, he must be guilty. No, I want proof, please. Show me the evidence. And I've not seen the evidence of anything he does. I can't say he's done anything because I don't know. Also, there's been no trial. There's been no charges or anything. He's not been to court or anything. So I don't know. I'm not going to judge him without knowing, because that's not my place. Is it possible he did it? Sure. It's possible he's completely innocent as well. That's the issue, because nobody actually knows. But because he's been associated with these things regardless, he is going to have a really hard time coming back from this. So basically, we need clarity before anyone will possibly even remotely consider giving him anything. But undoubtedly, great talent, but baggage. It's probably the best way to explain it. But to be very clear, though, and I will be very clear about this, I'm not saying anyone who's done and accused him of anything is lying. That's not what I'm saying here.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there. I don't know. But by the same token, no one's been able to clearly show me anything either. So again, I don't know. I'm giving everyone the benefit of the doubt because nobody's been able to show me one way or the other.
Yeah.
But that's what I personally am going to do. What everyone else decides to do is their choice.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to hope that people will at least be thoughtful and considerate about their opinions and not just jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
Either way.
I don't see it happening, though. People have a nasty habit of jumping to conclusions.
Well, of course I do. It's a very human thing to do, but unfortunately it's a very bad thing too, in my opinion. But yeah, this obviously, again, this is why it's a separate subject to the other releases, because I figured this needs to be separate. Plus, it was clear you didn't know this because of the way you responded to when you mentioned Velveteen Dream earlier. So, yeah. So with that, we'll bring us back now to what normally perks Aaron up, NXT UK.
Yay.
So, you want to run it down for us?
I don't mind.
Okay. Well, we got to have Rampage Brown versus Wolfgang.
It was an extremely hard-hitting match and a hard-fought victory for Rampage.
Yeah.
Especially after getting hurt halfway through. Apparently, after the match, he did go to the trainer room, and he has 1 or 2 cracked ribs, courtesy of Wolfgang.
Oh, it's fine. Rampage don't care.
And then you had Amel versus Brookside.
Yeah, which she won.
Yeah, I mean it was a good match, and I'm glad that even though Brookside came back for revenge, they didn't let her have it. Because seeing another one of these matches, like maybe she wins the next one, and then we have a grudge match afterwards. That's like got a stipulation. I'd be for it because they're both talented. There's like no denying that.
True.
And then you had Supernova Sessions.
Yeah, I have to question Noam Dar's sanity here.
It wasn't what I was expecting, and it was quite funny as Dragunov kind of took the stuffed animal that Dar gave him as a joke.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like Dar was trying to purposefully piss Dragunov off, which is like what we expect from Dar, but I don't think he'll like it when he sees what Dragunov's gonna be like in the ring against him, possibly next week.
Well, this is why I question Dar's sanity.
Yeah, I can see why.
It only would have been worse if he'd done it to him and Walter at the same time.
Yeah, because you'd have got you'd have got a chop and a headbutt for your troubles.
But it'll be interesting to see the match.
Yeah, it was good. And then A-Kid versus Tyler Bate for the Heritage Cup.
Yeah, the actual championship, to be clear, not just a match.
Yeah. It was a great match, a hard-fought match as well. The first rounds match I've actually seen go to the 6th round.
To be fair with these two, I'm not surprised this went the way it did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the rematch. I'm really like down for rematch because obviously A-Kid will have his rematch for the cup.
You'd think so.
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope so. Well, hope/think. I mean, part of me hopes that he doesn't because, like, this was the 3rd match we'd seen between these two. But part of me thinks that he will because he was the champion.
Yeah, we may get a break between it. We'll see, though. But, yeah, so Tyler Bate is your new Heritage Cup champion, which, of course, Tyler Bate was the first UK champion, which means, to my knowledge, he's the first one to have won both.
Yeah, he is. It'll go down great, but I don't know what we're supposed to call him. Maybe a UK Grand Slam champion, but he hasn't won the UK Tag Team Championships yet. So
yeah, I was going to say that's the only thing that's outstanding.
That's the only thing that he'll need to win before he becomes a UK Grand Slam champion, the first ever UK Grand Slam champion. I would
say to be fair to Tyler Bate, there is several wrestlers that he's affiliated with who could quite happily be in a team with him, where that could make that a possibility.
Well, I mean, Mustache Mountain has had their eyes on those tag team titles for a while. If they were to do that and go after the tag team titles now that he has that championship on his belt, under his belt as well, I could see them going for the tag team titles, maybe losing on the actual match, and Trent Seven turning on Tyler Bate. If we're thinking story-wise.
That could work too, yeah, definitely. There's definitely ways this could go with, but yeah, it does position Tyler Bate to potentially become the first Grand Slam UK champion.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have a problem with that, oddly enough.
Well, I mean, he was the inaugural champion, so it only makes sense for him to be the first Grand Slam champion.
Yeah, it's one of the main reasons I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, I mean, whether it happens or not is another story. So, I mean, Pete Dunne is in the US now, has moved there with his family, so I don't think he'll be coming back to NXT UK anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, the other option you possibly could have would be Walter.
Well, yeah, because he shows his dominance, but at the same time, I don't feel as though he's made for the rounds matches.
Fair. I mean, I'm just thinking of possibilities because there's not been that many UK champions. So,
well, no, there has only been 3.
That's my point.
Bate, Dunne, and Walter.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of time each of them actually held the belt. It's like a traditional UK thing when it comes to like the wrestling. Titles don't change that often.
It's more akin to how WWE's titles were during the 80s. They didn't change frequently.
Well,
long reigns.
You just have to look at the general manager and you can see why.
Yeah, there's always a picture of him somewhere.
Yeah. Call a spade and a saint a saint.
Yeah. Indeed. But that was NXT UK. So, what did we think?
I gave it a solid 9. The only thing that like would have given it a 10, maybe like a nice little surprise or something, like just something that made me like think or stop and just say, "Wow, that was like spectacular."
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the rounds match at the championship, the show of sportsmanship from A-Kid was great. Loved that. Because
it's nice. It's something different.
Yeah, it's not like here you go, here's your championship. Now I'm going to kick you in the face, like we had last week with the number 1 contender gauntlet match.
Yeah,
it's clean. It's nice. It's British wrestling.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
So yeah, I gave it a solid 9.
I think that's fair. Definitely
what
fair.
What do you think?
Out the 3 shows so far, the 4 shows so far, because Backlash, it's probably the best out of those. Absolutely, I would agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that they haven't put more effort into Raw like they did, like this week. That if they put as much effort into Raw this week that they did like every week, then like I'd be more happy sitting there and watching Raw on a Tuesday afternoon.
Well, the problem with Raw is half the time you've got people shoving roses up people's asses.
Oh, I forgot to say something as well. Bobby Lashley's entrance. I'm not being funny, but he looked like a bloody new age Godfather. I was just like, what the fuck? Is he starting his own pimp industry?
It's a weird one, but going back a bit, when you used to have world champions win big matches, they would always celebrate surrounded by women. It was a thing they used to do. I'm not sure why Lashley's doing it, in honesty, because I don't see it working for his character. Because it's something that Ric Flair used to do, and it made sense for Ric Flair's character, but it doesn't make sense for Lashley.
No, it don't, and it's also kind of degrading for the women.
Oh, I don't look at it that way, and I'll explain that one in a minute, though. But
also the fact that Lashley's married.
That's my bigger issue with it. Yeah,
like you're trying to make a guy look like a player who has a wedding band on when he wrestles.
Yeah, that would definitely be my issue. The reason why I don't find it degrading to the women, and this is why we're going to be very clear about this, is it's clear they are talent that's paid to be there. They are not just random people. These people are hired to portray these people in the ring. That's what they're there for. They know what they're doing. It's not a case of oh, we just grabbed some random people off the street to come here. No, these people have clearly been brought in from an agency of some kind.
Yeah, probably the Godfathers.
Not that kind of agency.
I'm joking.
Considering nowadays he works as a bouncer at a strip club, you best not say things like that. So,
According to JBL, we went legit years ago, so...
he's married and everything now, but it's just, you may want to be careful saying things like his agency when he's running a strip club. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, those women were brought in from an acting agency. I looked into it in case this was brought up. But yeah, they are legitimate actresses. That's what they're there for. They know what they're doing. There's no...
I bet it paid.
They're paid very well. There's no taking advantage of anyone here. This is all people know what the hell's going on. So, which to me, I don't find that degrading, because if you're hired to do a job and you know what the job's going to be, I think that's fine. No issue, because you're accepting that's okay. It's only degrading if it's something you've not consented to.
Yeah.
That's my opinion anyway. If anyone else has a different opinion to me, by all means do say so. I'm open to hearing that.
My co-host is snoozing.
Good. I don't have an issue with that. So I hope he enjoys his sleep. He's probably dreaming about bouncing balls.
Oh no, he's not asleep.
Oh, he's just resting.
Good little actor, isn't he?
Little faker is what he is. Well, to be fair, it means he's good at selling, so that's always a good sign.
I mean, I could sell him, but I think my mum would have something to say about that.
No, I said he's a good seller. I didn't say you should sell him.
I know. Play on words. I was joking. Oh. I think the rain stopped.
I would think so, or at least it's got less, because we've actually not got the issues we did have before, which is always telling.
Indeed.
There. We will have to see what happens.
We should probably move on to SmackDown.
Yeah, so so we are actually at SmackDown now.
The whole parade thing was kind of silly, in my opinion. Like, I get it. Congrats. Like, you have 2 new champs and whatever, but
right. Yeah, here's the thing. This needed mocking and taking the piss out of, and that's what Heyman and Bayley did. Good.
Yeah. I like that Apollo kind of stuck his oar in as well.
Yeah. But this is where it makes sense, because all 3 of them are heels. You should be shitting on this if you're a heel. Absolutely, you should. As long as you're not a heel champion.
I mean, I half expected, like, Ray and Dominic to get jumped from behind. I was kind of disappointed.
Well, what can you say? But yeah, a whole bunch of crap went in on him. Basically, when Bayley started mouthing off, this eventually led to the 6-woman tag match. So yeah, which was Baszler, Jax, and Bayley versus Natalya, Tamina, and Belair.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the worst match. But as soon as this happened, I knew that Tamina and Natalia, one of them two were going to get pinned, and it meant that we was going to have a rematch for the tag team championships.
The issue I have with that is it made no sense for the team with the champions on to lose this match.
No, it didn't. Oh, right. Give me a sec.
So also with the fact that it's just, yeah, it made no sense is the worst thing about it, because you can do these things by all means, but make them make sense.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
I said that I was busy tonight, but apparently people just have to call me.
Yeah, to be honest, this is why I shut stuff off by using things I do not disturb, because I know people are stupid and will forget.
Yeah.
Because I know the people I know well enough to realise they're not always going to remember these things. So
Yeah.
I just assume they're going to forget, so I just stop it from happening.
Yeah, I am sorry.
It's all right. It happens. It's not the end of the world. Life is life and all that shit. So yeah, the 6-woman tag, which was won by Baszler, Bailey, and Jax. Again, the wrong team won this match because it made no sense.
Yeah. Upside, no Reginald.
That's always an upside.
And then next we had Nakamura versus Corbin.
Yeah. We did have Aleister Black doing a talking bit as well, but again, do something. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Corbin did a promo thing at the start, complaining about who's the real king, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that Boogs has joined Nakamura.
I was getting to that bit, but yes, you mentioned this. Boogs joins Nakamura doing his electric guitar thing along with Nakamura to his ring song. It was funny, to be fair.
Yeah, I like Boogs' performance as well. And I'm never unhappy with a Nakamura win. So.
Yeah, and that is the thing. Shinsuke Nakamura beat Corbin in this match, which good.
Yeah. And then you had the Reigns segment, or the Parade of Champion, as they called it.
Yeah, because to me, that at least made sense, because when Heyman mocked it, this makes sense that Reigns should have his own thing on his own, because he's like the big, I'm the best, blah, 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 I'm the tribal chief. I should have my own thing. That makes sense to me, because it's in his character to be that way.
Yeah, but I mean, the segment was boring.
Of course it was.
And Heyman kind of made it uncomfortable, just a little bit.
Well, duh.
And then, Cesaro interrupted and got beaten to heck by Seth Rollins. And I really hope Cesaro is okay, because that looked painful.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, Seth Rollins.
Yeah. I saw it coming, but I'm getting bored of the Seth attacks.
That's why my response was what it was. It was like, go away.
When it starts getting predictable, that's when you're just like, yawn.
Yeah, it's go away, basically.
Yeah. And then you have Dominic versus Rude.
Yeah, which Dominic won.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they didn't just do a tag team championship rematch like straight away, because it's good for like the storyline if there is going to be one.
I think it also makes sense for Dominic to be in this match because he was the one that got attacked.
Yeah.
So this is why this match, because of that happening, makes sense in that regard, because he wants revenge for being attacked and he blames Rude probably more than Ziggler, maybe. I don't know, but at least it kind of makes sense in a way.
Yeah, it was an okay match. There was nothing wrong with it.
Well, Rude's a very experienced wrestler, so I think that would help somebody like Dominic if he has any issues still to have a fairly decent match.
I mean, what I'm actually clamoring to say, because I'd actually really enjoy to see this match, would be that now that there are the tag team championships, Dominic and Mysterio do an open challenge, and the Lucha House Party actually get a title shot, because I'd like to see the Lucha House Party versus the Mysterios, because I think it would be a great display of the Lucha Libre culture.
Yeah, it could be. The only possible issue that may happen with that, and I'm not sure, is Dominic's quite an experience to be facing Metalik or Lindsay Dorado.
Yeah, I mean there is that, but at the same time, seeing Mysterio in the ring with either of those two from that tag team would be great, and Dominic might just be like that one X factor that changes the match's momentum.
I mean, possibly. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I kind of like the idea personally. It's just Dominic's inexperience may be an issue as to why that may not work.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
But the idea is sound. I like the idea.
I
If you
mean,
can make it work.
I've heard a rumor that WWE want Ray to retire after he loses the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, and he wants to hand his mask to Dominic, and then Dominic start wearing the mask.
That's not how that works for the Mysterios.
No, I know it's not.
Because WWE are dumb and don't know their history, because they don't. And to be honest, WWE as a company don't care about history, because if they did, they clearly wouldn't do some of the stupid shit they do.
Yeah, but that's what I've heard through the grapevine anyway. They want Dominic to start wearing a mask.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either, but it's not look to heritage, because we all know what he looks like. What's the point in him wearing a mask now?
It makes no sense. I mean, I would say this though. A lot of time when wrestlers who end up becoming like Rey Mysterio and so on, when they first start as wrestlers, they have to earn the name they get. Because he wasn't always Rey Mysterio, for example, when he wrestled. You earn the right to be given the mask and the name.
Yeah.
And there was a point in time where he wrestled when he was much younger without the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And then he won the mask. So possibly you could do something like that for Dominic. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, if he wrestled his dad for the mask.
Yeah. The only issue with that, though, is if they're going to fully embrace the Lucha Libre stuff, is that pretty much means that any match with Dominic's in, if somebody tries to take off the mask, they immediately get disqualified.
Yeah.
Because down in Mexico, for those of you who are not aware of this, attempting to remove the mask of a masked wrestler or removing it is an automatic disqualification. You'll lose the match.
Yep. That's what Lucha Heritage is all about, the masks.
It's taken very seriously down there. Just something to bear in mind. But it's not it's not the worst idea if you can work out a way to do it so it doesn't fall flat on its face, basically.
I mean, Dominic turning heel against his own dad would be a good way of doing it.
You mean Dominic turning heel against Ray, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we all know Dominic's real father is Eddie Guerrero. By the way, people, for those of you not old enough to remember, that is a joke. Look it up. So, anyhow, that leads us onto the main event. The Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental title. Where we had Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens and Big E, and Apollo Crews.
I don't know what happened there. The internet crashed.
Yeah, I sort of knew it was going to happen, so I was waiting for it to happen.
How did you know it was going to happen?
Your preview screen told me, basically. It did something which showed me that was going to happen. So, without getting technical, there are ways and means I can spot certain things if they're going to happen before they happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was just talking about the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Apollo, go on.
It was chaos and fun to watch, but we all knew Aziz would get involved and save the title change. But I didn't expect Black.
You mean Aleister Black, to be clear.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's finally back, so I'm happy.
Well, he's doing something other than talking.
But Apollo retained, so I'm not happy at the same time.
Yeah, obviously, you point out it's a multi-man match, which basically means there's no disqualification.
Yeah.
So he's getting involved and Black getting involved is not technically breaking any rules here.
I just don't see why Black got involved.
Well, isn't it obvious?
No.
He wants to be involved in this title picture, clearly.
Oh, well, yeah, that much is obvious, but...
And how else are you going to get yourself involved in something unless you make a statement? And I'm assuming this is what this was meant to be.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy he's not just sat still doing promos. I'm glad he did something.
I did like the way he entered as well. Not very creative, but it works.
Yeah. And sometimes it just needs to work.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see what his ring music will be when he enters.
It'll just be a constant loop of...
I mean, I can see that happening.
That's why I made that remark, because, yeah. Or possibly his music might be, you can't go to Saudi Arabia, you got too many tattoos. You can't go to Saudi Arabia, you got too many tattoos.
Yeah, but it will be sung in Dutch.
Yeah, whatever way you want it. I mean, it depends on what they want to do. But as it's a CFO song, there's always a good chance they're going to want to replace it as well. The one he did have, I mean.
I mean, they changed it straight away when CFO was banned, but he wasn't around for much after the change because of everything that happened, and he got injured.
To be honest, I don't remember them changing it.
They did, because I was heartbroken because I really liked his old music.
Oh no, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I just don't remember. It was that long ago.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't very good music.
That's probably why I don't remember it, in all honesty. Because, like you, I liked the music he had.
Yeah, Root of All Evil.
Yeah, there you go. I liked that. I thought that worked well for him.
I used to have that as my phone ringtone. Then I got a new phone. Sad faces.
Ah. But was your phone truly good or was it truly evil?
Both.
So, as we said, Apollo Crews won this fatal 4-way. I'm actually not surprised he won. The only thing that was surprising was Aleister Black's involvement.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why I ranked it a bit higher than usual too.
Oh, okay. So what did you give SmackDown then?
I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I can see why.
I mean, this week in general, apart from Backlash, was pretty good WWE wise. Like as an overall week, like it's at least an 8, and then Backlash probably would have taken away from it if I include that on the overall market.
Well, we don't normally include the pay-per-views when you do your overall mark, so I mean it's up to you if you want to include it or not.
No, it's an 8.25 without Backlash and a 7.75 with Backlash. So use that information what you will.
That's fair enough. I will give my opinion here on the morning. I always like you to do yours first because I don't want to influence yours.
No, it's fine.
I think it's better if you don't know my thoughts on these before you do it, because that way I'm not influencing you in any way because I don't want to be doing that.
No, it's fine.
So,
I appreciate it too.
Sorry,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I want it to be very much your opinions and your thoughts, not me trying to tell you what you should be saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it was that, like I'd just do it on my own. Because the point of having somebody else on the show is to have them talk and have their opinions. That's kind of the point. At least I think so. Anyway, I thought Backlash was all right, but again, I'd only give it like about 5.
Yeah.
Because too much of it was very nah.
Yeah.
You was kinder to Raw than what I would have been. The only real thing with Raw, which is make me a bit more generous to it, because I'll probably get a 7, is Kofi.
Yeah.
Because I liked Kofi answering the open challenge. I was quite happy about that.
Yeah, I was as well. Especially after his win over Randy Orton.
Right. Because it meant he wrestled twice, which I don't think a lot of people expected that, because knowing the way WWE do their booking.
I mean, it's not unheard of for him to pull double booking, but when he does do it, he makes it work.
Yeah, he also doesn't do it all the time as well, which is another reason it works, because it's not every week he's doing this.
Yeah, I mean, part of me was thinking, oh my God, is Brock Lesnar going to make a return? But I wasn't when I heard his music hit, and I was just like, okay, this is better.
I did kind of wonder, but obviously it was also non-title.
Yeah, we both know that Brock Lesnar doesn't get out of bed unless there's gold on the line.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, overall, I think Kofi's helped with what I would rate Raw, in all honesty, because I kind of like Kofi.
I like the fact that Riddle also got angry for a change. We don't actually see that very often, in the way that he pushed Xavier Woods over after Kofi got the victory over Randy. I was actually like, okay, we're seeing a bit of heat here. This could be interesting.
Well, it's character development, which is never a bad thing if you want to show dynamics and a depth to a wrestler. You shouldn't always act the same way all the time. Sometimes have flashes of something slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
It's never a bad thing. I mean, look at Randy Orton. There's an example of somebody who's had a fairly long career, and every so often shows you just something slightly different.
True.
So not a bad thing, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with Riddle with this. But I do think that was interesting that they allowed him to actually go there rather than just be, I'm the funny one.
Yeah.
So NXT. Well, I liked Stony Storm's finisher. I really liked that.
Yeah, they put a poll up on Instagram to come up with a name for it. I said weather warning because she's got Storm Zero, so I thought weather warning was pretty cool.
Stormfront. There you
go. Yeah, it's not bad either.
There's a big array of weather puns we could use. So, but yeah, yours works too. Absolutely. Let's see. Dane and Wolf, I kind of enjoy because it's Dane and Wolf.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you enjoy that? The cage match, I didn't enjoy. I thought they both underperformed, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So I kind of expected better. But again, it is a television match, so maybe I think that may give them a bit of leeway, but still a 7 for me. So mainly because nothing else really worked. Plus, the Grimes DiBiase thing was weirdly dumb. I mean, I like DiBiase, but I don't think this works because it could be done better than what they're doing it, and they're not.
Yeah.
So, not the fault of the talent, it's just bad booking.
Yep. Let's change the 70-30 booking.
Pretty much, yeah. NXT UK. I was pretty happy with that. So, yeah, I'll side with you on NXT UK 9. I didn't have an issue with it, apart from there wasn't really any wow moment.
Yeah.
But that'd be about it. Other than that, great show.
I mean, I don't even have a match of the week for this week.
So, we'll get to that in a minute. So we have SmackDown now. SmackDown for me gets a 5.
That's same as back. So
I did not enjoy SmackDown. Possibly, I mean, literally the only thing on SmackDown I liked was the fact Nakamura won his match. That's pretty much it. And the fact Aleister Black did something other than just talk a promo. So 2 things over 2 hours. That's not enough.
No.
So, but as far as of the week goes, moment of the week.
Oh, a side note about Aleister Black. I like that he's actually spread the storyline onto his Instagram as well, because he posted a picture in his ring gear And the caption was, "It's a new day." Yes, it is.
I would say if you're a wrestler and you've got social media, use it for your story. Absolutely. And not enough wrestlers do so, so they should make more of it.
Hello.
But as far as moment of the week goes, it has to be today. Eve Marie, role model for the people thing. What the fuck was this?
Ow! 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 You stood on my hair.
I noticed.
Ow!
It made about as much sense as this did as that did as well.
No. Sorry.
It's all right.
Dick.
Been around enough dogs to know that this can happen. It's a thing.
Yuck.
Also, yeah. I saw Mojo yesterday, and he was quite playful. So.
I'm getting bored of the Eva Marie stuff in general, to be honest.
Yeah, this is why it's my moment of the week. It's like, what the fuck are they doing?
I mean, I thought there was going to be like a 1 week like teaser about it, and then she was going to make her debut the week after. I didn't realize we'd gone back to 2010, where she like comes out, like she does the thing, does it again. Then we hear her entrance music, and it's like, Eva Marie will be coming soon, and then she doesn't come out, and she just leaves her opponent waiting in the ring. If that happens like this week, I'm just lost all interest, and lost all care for it.
Yeah, I do not have high hopes for this whatsoever. I think it's going to be trash. And I don't like saying that, but I think it will be complete garbage.
Trash.
There is no upside to this whatsoever. But yeah, that's pretty much covers those. But what I will mention to you, because obviously you was absent while this happened, when I was talking about Charlotte Flair's ring gear. Right. During the Raw match of Asuka, obviously there were certain parts, for those of you watching, where the screen went black.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know why this happened, and I think Aaron knows why as well. Okay. Basically, there was malfunctions with her wrestling attire.
Yeah, I noticed straight away. It's a good thing the live crowds aren't back yet.
Right, this is what I'm going to get to. This is why I think that gear may be changing, because you can't have that happen in front of a live crowd.
I mean, she'd be all right as long as they're still in the Thunderdome,
but they're leaving the Thunderdome, which is the bit I was going to get to now, because at the beginning of SmackDown, Sonya Deville told the people, "We're leaving."
Yeah.
Not in that voice, mind you. She did say that.
She sounds like in my head, so.
What? She sounds like this, does she?
Yeah, cross between Big Bird and Elmo.
How about, "My precious, we're leaving the Thunderdome we arses. Yes, we're going to horses again. We're doing loads of events where we goes and wrestles all over the countries."
Oh yeah, Golem cross with Big Bird.
But yeah, something we didn't touch upon is WWF told everyone they will be touring again very soon, apparently.
Good for WWE.
Although I do find it funny
that
this comes on the heels of the fact that AEW announced their next pay-per-view, which is on the 30th of May, is a full capacity crowd show. The timing is interesting. Let's put it that way.
Do you see this? I'm getting attacked.
Oh, I noticed.
You just slapped me around the face twice.
Yeah. It's weird because it's not even a date.
This is true.
Yeah. You sure you're not in the Eva Marie segment?
He just got double slapped by his ear.
Bruce, you're not Eva Marie in disguise, are you?
He is. Look at that face.
Yeah, that's an Eva Marie look right there. Hi, Eva. How you doing?
Just huffed as well.
Yeah, that's definitely an Eva Marie attitude. Just to be clear, people, this is a bit. I'm not calling Eva Marie a dog. Just to be clear, I wouldn't insult Bruce that way.
Can you see yourself on the screen?
He probably can. Or at least he can hear me calling his name.
Oh, you look at the little Bruce. Aren't you cute? Where's your mummy so I can send you back?
Yeah, he's an internet sensation, apparently. I'm guessing.
It's his lazy ear that's the internet sensation. Ah.
Is that like Shawn Michaels? Is that like Shawn Michaels' lazy eye?
Oh.
So, yeah. Other thing to talk about as well is obviously the capacity crowds coming back. I mentioned that. The next pay-per-view is going to be Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I took note of that as well. Are they doing it out of order, or is it just me?
They swapped it with Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I thought so.
Because Money in the Bank is now going to be in July because they want to have a live crowd. So the June pay-per-view is Hell in a Cell. Well, I've got to say, in all honesty, and this is just me, I think having Hell in a Cell this time of year is weird. If you're going to have Hell in a Cell, have it at Halloween or something.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if you're not going to do the Halloween Havoc thing on the main roster, for example, just do Hell in a Cell. But there we go. So what do you think about them swapping them around? Do you prefer the idea of having... Because the reason they did it is to guarantee they'd have live crowds at Money in the Bank. Do you think that's a good idea? Or do you think they should have kept them the way they were?
I mean, I can understand it because obviously Money in the Bank's like a high seller and like an important one. Yeah, it's a bit weird having Hell in a Cell this close to Mania. Well,
Yeah.
this close to what Mania was.
Yeah, having it as close to Mania and it's Backlash.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised they're not calling it WrestleMania Hell in a Cell.
Or Cell-a-Mania. Ow.
Yeah, and next thing you know, it'll be WrestleMania in Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Mania in the Bank.
Yeah. But there you go. I think we've covered most of it. Anything that's relevant that's been over the last week or so.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are certain subjects we've talked about where I've gone over stuff lightly and I've not gone into the great detail. If you want to find out more about the released people, there's places you can go to check and to look this stuff up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly about the one who's released on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not giving out details because that's no. Because some of the things I've heard are things I can't confirm, so I don't want to say them.
No.
Because I like to have an idea of at least something being true as opposed to just making up shit and just or somebody telling me something which I can't confirm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of your mate saying, oh yeah, did you know such and such said that you're this? How the hell do you actually know if that's true or not?
Chinese whispers.
That's kind of my point. Yeah. So without concrete proof of stuff or confirmation, then if I don't know for certain, I ain't saying it. Yeah. Oh yes, actually, there is something else I'm going to touch upon here because I doubt you would have seen this. There was an ANC special about they do every so often about wrestlers. The last one was Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this at all.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Right. I'm going to give this is my opinion, by the way. Okay, having watched it. Okay, just to be very clear, this is an opinion. I'm not saying this is a fact. This is my opinion. What a piece of shit.
I've heard a lot of people have said that.
Yeah. By all means, if you're going to do this kind of thing, fine. Okay, but when every other one of these things you've done is essentially glorifying the wrestler that you're talking about, you can't turn around and then just hatchet somebody like this.
No.
Because that really makes us question, yeah, you've probably got a personal motive here rather than actually wanting to give us a decent show.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like the guy can stick up for himself.
Well, no. No, he's not been able to do that for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
So
I bet the family wasn't happy.
from what I've heard, and this is only what I've heard, I don't know this, apparently Lanny wasn't too impressed, which is Brandy's brother, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
He was particularly not impressed by Stephanie Byers. And for those of you who don't know who that is, that's Gorgeous George. And if you don't know who she is, you need to learn more about Randy Savage. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, obviously the first woman most associated with Macho Man, of course, she can't talk about anything either because she's unfortunately no longer with her too, and it's of course Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing is, there's been stories and stuff about Randy Savage of all kinds over the years, but again, he's not around to defend himself, so I'm not going to talk about any of them because I don't know. If you want to find out more, there's ways to do so. But I really thought this was very one-sided hatchet of Savage, which I'm not a fan of stuff like that. Be balanced with stuff, please.
No.
And be able to prove what you're saying. It's just the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's the ANC one anyway. However, if you guys want something much more balanced and even to watch, Dark Side of the Ring.
Also, the RVD special was actually pretty good.
There you go. Yeah, that was well done. So, if you want to watch something, if you want to watch some good documentaries, the Dark Side of the Ring stuff's good, and WWE's own documentaries are surprisingly well done, considering unlike some of their wrestling angles. But they do make very good documentaries.
Yeah.
So, as you mentioned, RVD's one of these guys I always find interesting anyway, because RVD's an interesting guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, still going, of course, despite the fact he's quite old at this point, but he's still in shape and can do stuff.
Yep.
So, but it's always good to see a good, decent thing like this where people have been balanced and given you good information. I'm a big fan of those.
Yeah, especially when you look back into old wrestling tape as well, like the first matches and stuff.
Yeah, because obviously you bear in mind there are some fans who will be of an age where they wouldn't have seen these people in their prime, or even in some cases probably wouldn't have seen them at all. I think Bruce here is probably a fan of the British Bulldogs.
Mm-hmm.
So, just a hunch. But what I would say to Aaron, though, I don't know if have you watched any Dark Side of the Rings? Right. What I'd suggest you do, if you want an idea of some of the stuff outside of WWE, and this is just the things that to give you an idea of the background of some of wrestlers, like the former Dean Ambrose, some of the guys get brought in from those kind of organizations. There was, I think it's episode 3, technically, because the Pillman one was 2 parts. It's about a wrestler called Nick Gage.
Mm.
And Nick Gage is king of the death matches. So there's a lot of interesting information about him. So maybe something you might find interesting.
Fair enough.
It's a different view and different opinion about something which doesn't happen, of course, in WWE.
No.
So, I mean, to be honest, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but it may be interesting to some people.
Mm.
So, although I've got to say, my favourite one so far is the Pillman one. I did like that. It was 2 parts. For those of you not aware, I'm talking about Brian Pillman. And that is WWE related because he was a WWE wrestler at one point. In fact, he passed away while he was still a WWE wrestler. He was actually the day before he was meant to have a match.
Mm-hmm.
So, very much a WWE wrestler. And unfortunately, I would recommend you watch that to show some of the bad sides to WWE, but how they deal with talent and their family. Because, oh boy, does Vince McMahon do something really bad. And it's covered in this. It's covered in those episodes.
Yeah.
So, but it's some interesting stuff for you guys to watch anyway. So, and it's all wrestling related as well, which is the other reason I mention it. Cool. So, I think at this point we've covered everything. I can't think of anything else just for you. Other than, of course, then to watch Aaron do more streams when he does them. On his Twitch, this thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure he's going to do more of them because he normally does. And that's all in support of this, which is to support the Anxiety UK charity, where Aaron's trying something new every day. And he's going to suffer for all your food sins. And we have the Patreon, obviously, for our network and all our shows, guys. So if you want to help us out there, you can help keep things running. That's one way to do that. And we have a Twitter and the Instagram, where you can get various bits and pieces there as well. Okay. Right. So, anything else you'd like to cover or plug, Aaron, before we depart?
No.
Okay, cool. So, is Bruce not having a YouTube channel or anything? No. Twitch?
No.
Fair enough. Right, with that one then, people, we will let you all go. And we'll see you on the next show. See you later.